There will be specific things that Sue brings in that we know it's her that's coming through. Fingers crossed it will be her, because you never know, because I'm connecting with Laura's energy. So what if I connect with Laura's energy and somebody else goes, while you're here, I get to say, that can happen too. There's a good chance it's going to happen today, because every time I'm blinking, I'm seeing a different horse in this one. So I've got a pretty good chance that one of her other horses will come through. And what I can't do is just shut my eyes and go, move out, this is more important. I can tell you it's a grey male horse coming through because I'm blinking and I can't get rid of him. So that would mean I can't be rude. I'd have to say, okay, I'm here, I'm your interpreter. What is it you want her to know? And then I'll pass that along. And he's clear because he's grey, so I can see that it's not this horse. But if it was a similar colour, maybe I wouldn't be able to identify that. So I also need something identifiable from her to know it's her, not anybody else coming through. In the word choice and the manner of the delivery. So all of that plays a part too in the animal communication. They get a voice for as long as they want it. And Sue may or may not address exactly what Laura's asking for. Maybe she wouldn't, maybe she would. We don't know. It's like you, she has a choice. If she does, fantastic, and if she gets to the point because she knows it's really important, there it is delivered. If she doesn't, she'll share something else, and that gets delivered first. Then we can move into the questions that either she has or Laura has. We always close with a message from Laura in this case, and she gets an opportunity for a message also, and then I close with a thank you. So that's kind of the whole piece that happens. Shared with you, or maybe that they identify themselves through their location or something that there's familiarity for. She didn't do that. She didn't go into any details of the ranch or anything about the personality. She went straight into pain for me. Alright, so the overview, overall, the first piece that I get a distinctive impression on, so a sense on, that maybe I wouldn't looking at her, which is a big piece for you. Her first piece is she's going to be okay. So in her mind, she thinks she's going to make a full recovery, which is fascinating because if I look at her, of course I question what does this mean, and I need some vet support to understand more. She is convinced she's going to make a full recovery. So fascinating, and maybe Laura knows that she could go, that's exactly what I know or what I feel, because that seems to be the first piece. The other piece that, and I'm going to get into smaller detail in a minute, the other piece that seems to be significant is a lot on the right side, not the left side. But again, I look at the horse, my eyes went to her hind legs, but she shows right side. I put money on the fact that the majority of the issues are on the right side versus the left. And I'd have to look at closer detail physically to see how that tallies with what my eye would see. But ultimately I have right side more. So I think that's great news. I had noticed, I felt she looked a little older than 12. I don't think that's a true read. I think once she looks better, she'll probably look younger. So that was a fascinating piece as to how she sees herself too. That as she makes a recovery, you're going to see a different horse. Now you often see that in a starvation case. We often see it in a neglect case. She's not starved at this time, not really neglected. So for her to present it that way is interesting. Another piece that jumped out, and I haven't looked at her closely enough, she showed her hooves to look really good, and I'm urging to look right, to look at those feet, because it was also significant to say my feet are good, which she's indicating that means the nutrition's good. But it also in her mind indicates that her organs are good. And I thought that's fascinating. You're showing me not your dullness of the coat, you're not showing me your body score, because if I looked at body score I'd probably put you at a 4. You're not showing any of that, you're showing me your feet. So you're telling me your intake of nutrition is good and it's being reflected in the feet. Well, that's fascinating for who I am. And I'm looking at you because I looked at her, looked at the body score, looked at the coat. I never looked down. So I still want to look down in a minute, but it looks like her nutrition is good. It also looks like, from what she's saying, the intake of the nutrition is good, and it also looks like it's not an organ issue, for the fact she showed the feet are good. So I thought, fascinating. She showed somewhat of muscle atrophy, and again I get involved with it to go, okay, you're showing that, what does that mean? She shows pain. So the muscle atrophy looks like it could have come from pain versus anything else. Well, in her mind, when she makes the recovery, then muscles will come too. I thought that was really cool to hear from her. The teeth have been dealt with. We're not looking at a matter of no teeth dealt with, and that can also be the thing, is if she's absorbing correctly, she shows her teeth look pretty good. And if you saw me move from this to this, that was because I was looking at the teeth. And this, I can't feel the teeth, so I moved my hands away so I could feel alignment of the jaw or feel any discomfort. There wasn't any. So it looks like this piece is dealt with too. So in her mind, everything tends to be more on the right. Nutrition is good, and yes, there's pain taking place. All right, I got some discomfort around the base of the skull on the right side. I can go back to anything I've got, and if I don't remember it, hopefully she'll help out here. But back at the base of the atlas axis, not exactly, off to the right side, to the right. We'll see where that tallies with her. I did think that was right a little bit uncomfortable, which is also interesting, because as a horsewoman you think across, and I think left hind, right front. She showed right front, right hind, and my mind likes to come in there to say, isn't it diagonal? But no, she showed a tad of discomfort at the front here as well as behind. That can't be fixed. It seems like chiropractor would be supportive of her discomfort. It's all structural and not organ based, not nutrition based, which is great. She shows structurally based. If it were me, I wouldn't be riding her. But she's not showing that she can't be ridden, which is interesting too. So does that mean down the road too? So in herself, she feels quite comfortable that she'll be here in this facility as home, because she feels that they have identified what's going on with her in order to be supportive and help her through, so that she will come back to not necessarily full magnitude, but close there too. So does she feel she's going to be 100%? No. But could she be working in the 80s and 90s? Yes. Does that suffice for here at the ranch? Absolutely, it's a statement. So even if she's not at full capacity, she feels that she'll be kept at a certain level, and that will be fine. So the muscle atrophy I was referencing, she's not as broad as she could be at the front. She doesn't have a top line. Doesn't look like she's got the muscle where she needs to at the rump either, but she feels all this will come back, related to the structure as well as right front and hind legs. Do you understand everything so far? Makes sense to you? Yeah. Okay, hang in there. What's her solution in her mind? I'm going to have to keep my eyes shut to keep this. Rest, wraps, time, chiropractic and nutrition. Rest, wrap, time, chiropractic, nutrition. So in her mind, we can resolve this with time, so that's the rest, with the chiropractic support, with the wraps, I guess that could be legs, with the correct nutritional diet, so intake of nutrition to be supportive, and in time. I believe your mare is saying, I have the support required to help me heal. How does that speak to you?
What we're doing.
That's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it also means if you're doing that, she's confirming what you're doing is correct.
That's good.
And she's also not got a wish list, which I always like to look at to say, why don't they? Does she come back with no wish list because she's satisfied, or is this what you're doing and she knows there's nothing else available? It doesn't matter. Either way, she's saying, this is what's happening. These are the 5 things we're focused in on. We put them all together. It's all going to come around in good time, but we need a number of months. And I think she was looking, I gave you 5 things. I think she's looking at 5 months. It's not just 5. I think there's a two pieces in the 5. So she's looking at a good few months, which would bring us into spring next year, where she would be coming back. I know there's 5 months rest, but I think then we'd come on back and we'd see how the body could handle it and how far we can go. But she thinks she's going to make a recovery. Cool. So with that, any questions? Anything you need to know that maybe she's missed or I've missed?
On this.
I know the other piece on that piece.
No, that's good.
Okay, so on that piece on the physical front, anything that you got that you would love me to clarify? I might be able to clarify it with her. Anything you've got?
There was a question at the beginning about why she hates other horses.
That's a different one.
Oh.
So on the physical, anything there that you want to clarify, that you got that you would like me to ask?
The thing over the stomach.
On the digest, let me answer that. Yeah. Cindy, anything from you?
As
As a vet or otherwise?
well, you sort of hit on the right side. I was getting the impression it was right as well. Yeah.
See, you got a piece.
Yeah.
It's important because our mind says.
But I don't know if it was.
diagonals.
Yeah, I didn't get right hind. I got right front.
Good, so did I. Well done. And I haven't looked at her legs to say anything. I got right front, right hind. Fascinating. Now, from a veterinary standpoint, you're welcome to look at her. I can ask her anything you want.
Well, I think you hit on my questions. Would be the chiropractic, and was she bracing? Does she have muscle tension in the shoulder area? Because
yeah, I
she's
got muscle tension
in the
here
in the
shoulder area.
shoulder area.
Very good.
I think it's related to the injury. It looks like there's atrophy in the left hind, and she may be trying to compensate for that.
Let's ask. Compensating right hind.
Right front.
Right front with left hind. So her immediate response, God knows where this is on a horse. She's saying here. Does that make sense to you?
On the
She's
back.
saying there. We've got to figure out where that is on the left hind. It would mean if I come down her rump, you know where the poverty line is?
Yeah.
Come down the poverty line
The
and
back of the
somewhere there.
back of the biceps there.
She's saying down there
On the left?
on the left.
Biceps femoris.
And
Yeah.
we can have a look, but that's her instant response to you. See, I think of
Nerve
buttocks thing,
impingement or
and she's
something.
saying there.
Okay. I got that on the
Okay.
right.
Okay, that's your left hind answering you. Anything else, Cindy? Now come around.
The right shoulder.
Right shoulder. What do you want? Any details on the right shoulder? Her answer would be she's told you about this area on the right shoulder. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the joint capsule.
And she's already shared that with you. Does that make sense to you? Did that's the way you feel?
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice way to share. I told Cindy this. Okay. Anything else you want to ask? No. Hold on. I said anything else you wanted Cindy to know or learn from this experience. Her response is she gave you feelings that you could not see, feelings in your body that you would not have been able to determine with your eye. So did you get information about her body that you could not determine with your eye? Because that's what she's saying she did.
I didn't pick up on that.
How did you get the right shoulder?
It wasn't in my body.
How did you get it? Did you see it in her?
A picture. Yeah.
That's what she's saying. I gave
Okay.
you details of my body that
Okay.
you wouldn't pick up with looking.
Okay.
Perfect.
But it wasn't a physical
Didn't feel it,
sensation.
but you got it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Very clear. All right. Okay. Nancy, what was yours?
I got the something in that hip thing that you said on the left,
Yeah.
but I got something from the right.
On the right side.
Yeah.
Definitely got a right. As definite as we can be. We've got right side. Everything's on the right. Okay, let's see here. Let's get more clarity on that right hip. That right area. I would get that it's about here on the right. Okay, so I moved because of the sand and because that's who I am all these years later. Tell me 3 times. Is it the sand? Is it the way I'm standing? Is it this? So she gives for the right here, and I'm sure there's there and there. As sure, again, as sure as I can be. But I think that, yeah, maybe twofold on the right.
Okay.
Okay, does that tally for you?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I think you're right. I have a more weight on the right hind, which didn't tally with pain, but I keep on feeling more weight on the hind. So I think there is the discomfort, but we're imbalanced. Okay. Did anybody else have a question on theirs? Did I
Not about being,
anything to do with this piece though? No? We're good on this piece? Meaning keeping it to the physical for now.
Could we feel it, like, a place in our body
Yeah.
that might...
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now, is feeling it to see if it's coming through with information in the
I
body.
wasn't paying attention to it in there,
Okay.
but I have a chronic right hamstring up all the way up my butt that has been doing great until I came out. So,
But you have it in you
yes,
normally.
on and off,
Normally.
and it's been good.
So I'll address that in a little bit, but I can ask. That, anything on the physical?
I had one.
Yeah.
Could you ask?
I forgot the sternum, sorry. And I got the sternum in the front. I think people miss that on times when it comes to pain.
On the
But I
left.
did get the, sternum
I
stroke there,
felt
sternum
a
there,
burning.
sternum there.
Right here under the left rib.
Yeah,
Right at the base.
yeah, I didn't feel so much ribs, which I think you're onto something, but I did feel it with this. This would be the horse's sternum going down a tad versus this would be their back and their ribs coming around.
Right.
So yes,
Right here, more to
you
the
triggered
left.
my memory. Yeah, perfect. I had it more this way, but either way, sternum. Gut, let me see. We will try your dice. You can offer it to her. Okay? That's how we take care of that. Anything I'm missing on her, Alice? We good? We're good. Anything she needs you to know, and then I'll move into. I did get your other part. I forgot. Oh, she seems to like water, which was interesting, and she showed a scene of taking ownership. So liking certain areas where she would probably own it to go, nobody else is allowed here. I thought it could be water pertaining or food pertaining, but I felt she could also be dozing and sleeping and saying nobody else is allowed here. Okay, hold on. A smaller number of individuals that she thinks quite feasible here to do that. She doesn't be with it. They need to be. She's not saying so small that it's a small place somewhere else. But she is saying I can live with a smaller herd versus the bigger herd, not a problem here. I do have her even sleeping able to kick horses. So it looks like she'd wake up and get upset about that, but taking ownership is a big piece for her. I wonder, and I'm interested in your way you'd voice it, Laura. She shows it's about personal boundaries, personal space. I don't think she goes into situations looking for fights. I feel like it's more her personal space. So if somebody was riding into her personal space, if horses come into her personal space, that's how she's presenting it. Does that speak to you? it's more personal space than
Yeah.
aggressive. You know, aggressive. If I were to turn somebody out and they start lunging or going for somebody, she's not really showing I'm looking for problems or I'm looking to stir something up and leave and watch it happen. So she's not mischievous. It's more this piece of, this is my space, don't bother me here, and get out of my space. Hand action must mean 2 legs. I do think she'll double barrel them. And that's her way to say get out.
Yeah. I can tell you what she did.
Yeah,
So
tell me.
I turned her out with the mares.
I think
And,
she'd do it violently for a
it's-
while, by the
it's
way, and I
ugly.
think she'd do it to the point of damage.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure if she hurt her legs by doing too much, but she'll do it. She'll do it beyond consciousness. You know, when you do something and you get so much in a rhythm, you can't really stop. Red mist.
Yeah.
She'd do it to that point.
Yeah,
There's a
she
good one.
I turned her out with the mares, and she never started a fight, but if anybody came over and pinned their ears at her, she just went to destroy them. There's no stopping her.
She said that.
And the leg stuff is from the fence, because she's been in a pen and it's just kicking the fence.
So it's a point of no return. That's how she said it. So she could get fixated on something to the point of no return.
So
So
it doesn't
yes.
help her chances of going out with a herd.
No. How do you want to phrase that to her? I mean, we can be clear if that's not acceptable. I don't know how much it will help. Or we can say, do you understand this behavior does ABC?
I guess the behavior, I can't put her out with the mares, which would be where she would go. She wouldn't go out with geldings, because I feel like that behavior would be better with just mares than it would be with a mix.
So
That
we
might
can-
be a question to ask.
We can also say to her, this behavior is causing you to be somewhat more isolated,
Yeah,
and it's going to restrict your lifestyle.
she will have to live in a pen if she can't rein it in.
That's what I'll say, to say, do you know A equals B, this is what you're causing. So if you're looking to have more freedom with more company, you need to cease that.
That and when she's tied, she has to be tied alone.
That's what she showed. Nobody can come up.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, I think.
Let's put it like that. Let's see how she responds with Betty's trying to fix it. A statement of this is what's going to happen. Yeah, she has no problems. If she's tied, doesn't bother her. If she's tied alone and nobody comes up. So she's obviously seeking that solace. That's an instance of that doesn't bother me. Because she shows herself and liking the space and knowing that nothing's happening and it's tranquil around her. So that works for her. Let's go to the other piece. Yeah, I think she likes the idea. What she's describing is this metal post with a roof, and she shows herself in. So it must be a roof that covers multiple stalls, metal posts, right? She shows herself there, and as long as she gets some freedom to turn out, she's quite happy living in that area. Is that how her lifestyle is, sort of in and then out? She's happy with it. So
Perfect.
we'll say that works then. That works. Okay, Sue, that works. Yeah, she has her food, she has her water, she has that quiet time, can go out. It's all good. I would still like to say, realize this. With that calm and peace, you get more opportunity, and realize this. The harmony on the ranch usually dictates we all live together. Let me put that in there. Don't know if she cares, but we'll put it in there. She shut me off before I opened my mouth. So now I'm going to rephrase it to say, I'll rephrase it, hold on a second. I rephrased it showing her a paddock of horses playing and mingling, didn't faze her. She shows herself off to the side. So she seems to be content with her decision. Okay, does that make sense? Yep. Okay, we'll thank her. I said to her, thank you for your support, thank you for your clarity, and thank you for helping the class today. Because it allows us to know she's happy with what she's creating. Ultimately, it's part of who she is. She seems to like the space around her. It's good. Okay. Anything you can add for the class, Laura, that maybe they'd want to know? Good?
Yeah.
Okay. And you feel the same way? You think she'd make like an 80-85% recovery?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the leg thing is she did since she's been here with the fence kicking. She was off when I bought her.
Okay.
I struggle on the memory of which way, but we've kind of got it fixed with shoeing, and then she hurt herself. And she hurt herself on the back, so. But she is scheduled for the chiropractor already. So.
And what did the Pharaoh say about the hoops? Did he say that?
I was Russell, and he just shot her the weight shoes.
When they're fine.
And yeah,
She was very clear that the hooves are good.
well, that's good. That's good. They were not.
They were not good when we got them.
Okay, that's
Good.
helpful. Hence she's saying now nutrition's good and it's reflected in the hooves and the hooves are good. Okay. Cool. I'd say she's content with being who she is. Which is fascinating. Okay, cool. Alright. So any other questions? Anything I missed out? Go ahead. Joanne.
Oh, I just had a question. I wanted to ask her about her tail, if there was a story with her tail. And I felt like she had a humorous response, but I didn't get it.
You didn't get what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not ask for that. I wonder if I can reopen. I'll sit with her for a moment. And Nancy?
Any clarity on, can you get any clarity on the sadness? Because I got sad as well.
Good point. I should do that.
That's
shouldn't
what
I?
I got. I don't want to be here.
That's
exactly what I got.
I miss somebody.
Happy here.
I miss somebody.
Exactly. That's what I got.
Significant
traumatic separation. Yes.
Yeah, her very quick answer on the sadness would be it's a time of transitioning into here. So I think what you guys would have picked up on was the chapter's closed. And she knows she's got a life here. She knows she's got a future here. So despite the physical nature and the incapacity, she's going to be fine here. I think the sadness is the time of adjustment. Okay?
Miss anybody?
That would be the time of adjustment. Anything else?
I kind of got a picture of like a traumatic experience with taller horses all around her, and she was really tight in a small, like, lot of fencing or, railing or something. And I just wondered if it was like, and then she just felt crowded and
I think she
panicky.
feels easily crowded, and thus her reaction is to create her space. So that's probably how it came to you, which is I like my space. I react when horses come into my space.
So it wasn't necessarily like one incident, but just
How she feels about them crouching into her space. I think that's a very fair assessment on it.
Still question.
Oh yeah. Well, I wonder why I hesitated on that. Let me see. The tail got caught up in the fence. Okay. That's how she came with it. I have to say to you, I know it's very random. I feel like I'm coming in and asking exceedingly random questions. And forgive me for that. I said my last one is this tail one, and I get the sense that it was coming out in pieces, coming out in bits and bobs. So instead of getting into, could you tell me what it was? I said, how do you feel about this tail? I think it will grow back. So I'm going to keep it at that versus randomly throwing it out there for her. Let me look at it.
She comes down.
It looks to me like an Appaloosa tail.
It does, but we have an Appaloosa and his tail goes all the way to his hops. So, She's a quarter horse though, is she not?
Who knows? Probably.
Quarter after. If she stops the tail for a minute.
I would say she acts like an African periodically, but the gray hair might be scarring.
Maybe that's why I didn't get clarity around it. Maybe I hesitated on asking her. I wonder if there's a story there for another time.
It just felt like there's a story and I didn't get it.
Yeah, there's probably a story there, and it would need a little bit more nurturing than just going, hey, tell me.
She has something to do with her red lip.
Yeah.
That's personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Could do.
Somebody trimmed it.
Yeah, that end of the tail is trimmed. I was going with the same thing. I'll be interested to see. Let us know if it grows back. She said it's gonna grow.
She needs some extra swishers down there.
Thank you. All right, guys. Anything we missed from this morning?